Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me step in here. It looks like the ball you're playing with is a little flat.
Put it in.
Hold on a second. Let me see this ball. What's going on with this, man?
Very flat.
Is this up to NFL standards? Because it certainly doesn't feel like it.
I think so. It's good enough.
I think somebody has to find out who let the air out. This is a Fox 5 PSI investigation. Deflategate has captivated the nation. Did Tom Brady and the New England Patriots have anything to do with the underinflated footballs discovered after New England's blowout win in the AFC Championship?
I have no knowledge of anything. I have no knowledge of any wrongdoing.
I had no knowledge whatsoever of this situation until Monday morning.
While Bill Belichick and Brady deny any responsibility, the internet, talk, and late-night television are having plenty of fun discussing it.
Now, take a look.
We went to the most honest opinions out there.
Ready to hit?
The future of football are kids. And in many of their eyes,
I think it's cheating. If they were really cheating, I think they should replay the game.
Is Tom Brady a cheater?
I don't believe so. I mean, I feel like I've always played within the rules. I would never do anything to break the rules.
I think he's lying. A lot.
It does hurt his image.
I want you to try to play a little basketball with this thing.
All right. Why not?
Certainly a deflated advantage doesn't apply to every sport.
Water!
But these young ballers understand the advantage the Pats could have been after.
Deflated football is meant to Brady's that since he had smaller hands, that it meant to him that he was able to get a better grip, especially when it was a rainy day.
Instead of you catching a slippery, wet, hard ball, you can dig your fingers in, and it's easier to tuck in your arm.
There you have it. A group of 9, 10, and 11-year-olds know more about inflating footballs than the New England Patriots do. The Paseo Verde Little League squad, they're reunited now as Nevada State champions, and they continue their road, hopefully, to the Little League World Series. But first, they have to win the West Regional in San Bernardino. There it is. For now, baseball takes a back seat to wiffle ball. These 12-year-old boys unfazed at the challenge that lies ahead.
We've been playing for a long time. We know how to calm each other down.
I've traveled for club ball, but nothing like this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing. It's really cool.
It's like a summer camp. You learn so much.
Back on Tuesday, Paseo Verde defeated Mountain Ridge to win the state championship. It's this group that's now Nevada's hope at a second straight showing in the Little League World Series. First, they have to win the West Regional in San Bernardino against 6 total teams representing 5 states.
Our team's special because every kid on the team could field and hit at the same time. We don't have one weak kid in our lineup.
All 13 kids can hit. We can hit the ball at the ballpark at any given time, so we're never out of any game. In the district, we were down to Legacy 11-4 after the first inning, came back, beat them 13-12.
Coach Tim McCullum, no stranger to this tournament. He was the coach of the 2008 Paseo Verde squad that fell 1 win short of the World Series. And the lesson he learned for this year's team? Enjoy it.
This is something the kids will never forget. I mean, my son, back in 2008, he's 19 now, still talks about it today with all of his friends, that was the best experience of his life. So I'm looking forward to bringing that to these kids.
The boys won't get back on the practice field until Saturday, and the team's next game won't come until August 10th. So while they play, the parents strategize on how to pay the $10,000 to $15,000 it'll cost to get them to Southern California and buy some of the essentials for a journey that could take all summer.
Of course, my mom wants me to get new clothes for San Bernardino and Williamsport, too.
The team heads to San Bernardino a week from Friday for a trip that could last 9 days. If you want to help their cause, there's a link set up on fox5vegas.com. In Henderson, Jon Castagnino, Fox 5 News Local, Las Vegas. UNLV football puts 80 on the scoreboard with a historic offensive performance. But why is the team's celebration already over? There's another Rebel season getting underway. The Runnin' Rebels making the most of their preseason and off-season. We'll explain.
If you can read lips, we'd sure like to know what they're saying. But
and what was the reason for this? Bryce Harper goes at it with a teammate. It's all coming on Sports Plus right now.
Fox 5 Sports Plus, presented by the Southern Nevada Nissan dealers.
More of those shenanigans in a second, but we're going to start with the Oakland Raiders. Yes, the Oakland Raiders. Raider Nation can come out from hiding. Dare we say your team is decent. Raiders in Cleveland today. Josh McCown back under center for the Browns. It's not Johnny Manziel, who got Cleveland their first win last week. Derek Carr, though, spot on in the first half. Closing seconds of the second. Precision pass to Seth Roberts. 17-3 Oakland at the break. Second half, McCown had a good day to Travis Benjamin. Raiders up 27-20. Wasn't a great day, though. McCown with under a minute to go. It's the old man, Charles Woodson. Cat-like speed and reflexes at the age of 38. Raiders' first road win in 2 years. They're 2-1. 27-20 the final. Tony Romo out at least 8 weeks with a broken collarbone. Brandon Weeden taking over, so the Cowboys, well, they're going to the ground game, hosting 2-0 Atlanta. First drive of the game, Joseph Randle with some spring in his step, one of his 3 touchdowns. Cowboys would have a 28-14 lead. Then they would give up 25 unanswered points. Julio Jones with a monster game, his second touchdown. Falcons 3-0. Dallas with its first loss, 39-28 the final there. Steelers and Rams, another quarterback goes down, but before the game, fire. Look at the bottom right. During the fireworks, the turf starts flaming. That's an issue. Kickoff delayed while they tried to find a hose to put it out. Ben Roethlisberger goes down here in the third, out 4 to 6 weeks with a sprained MCL after this hit. Steelers win 12-6. Against UCLA and Michigan, UNLV football scored a combined 10 points. Against UCLA, Michigan, and Idaho State, the Rebels scoring a combined 90 points. An offensive explosion last night against ISU at Sam Boyd Stadium, and boy, it was a lot of fun to watch. It began with a wave of 5 touchdowns in the first quarter, 35-0 after the first, the most points in a quarter in team history. Then they set a record for most points in a half with 52. Then this next play, the team's first pick six in 5 years, would end up tying the all-time scoring record of 72 points from 1980. The extra point would break it. 80-8 the final. That's great. More importantly, Tony Sanchez and the team have its first win. But on tonight's Red Zone, Sanchez says the celebration is over. It's Cannon Week. The preps for UNR well underway.
You want your guys, fired up, ready to go. You need them, ready to play at that physical level that'll allow you to be successful. But at the same time, you have to be intelligent. This is an intelligent game. You have to be smart about what you're doing. You don't want to give any silly penalties away and, yards, unnecessarily. So we got to talk about it throughout the week, and we'll get our guys ready to go, and we'll make sure they're sharp.
Another Rebel squad is just getting started. Back on Thursday, the Runner Rebels holding its first open workout for the media. Couple things stand out. The intensity at a level I haven't seen before, and the team showcasing a full-court defense that Dave Rice plans to use much more this season. 6 newcomers join the 7 that returned from last year's team, and they've bulked up in the offseason.
I thought we were a little bit too skinny last year, and so we worked really hard this summer to get stronger, to get bigger, and I think that'll be good for us this season.
We could do a lot this year. I think we're just a great team. We got a great group of guys with great personalities, and I just think that's big when you have a winning team. You just have to have guys that just stick together like glue, and I think we definitely do that right now.
Baseball, now the Washington Nationals enter the season a favorite to win the World Series. Now they're eliminated from playoff contention, and Vegas native Bryce Harper in the midst of some drama. Today, 8th inning against the Phillies. Harper coming back to the dugout after flying out. Jonathan Papelbon, who's a hothead, says something about not running out the play, and that was a start. And whoa. This is a personality clash for sure. Papelbon actually pitched the next inning. Harper left the game. Here's another angle. Nats manager and UNLV alum Matt Williams definitely on the hot seat after his team's meltdown this season. Here's what the pair had to say after the Donnybrook.
He apologized, so, whatever. I really don't care. I mean, it's next 6 days, and, keep doing what I'm doing. It's like brothers fighting. That's what happens, and, hopefully move forward.
In this game, there's a lot of testosterone. There's a lot of intensity that spills over, and I think that happened today, and for me, I can't allow that to happen in the middle of the game.
All right, Bonanza grad Chris Bryant, a much different story with the Cubs. Chicago in the postseason. Bryant picking up his 99th RBI of the year tonight against the Pirates. Sitting on 20 wins now, Jake Arrieta, he'd only give up 1 hit in 7 innings. He's the front runner for this year's Cy Young. He can also swing the stick later. Cubs with 90 wins this season, 4-0 the final in Chicago. Vegas wants hockey. There's a chance we could be awarded a franchise on Tuesday. The NHL Board of Governors will be meeting in New York City. Billionaire Bill Foley will be in attendance to formally present his plan to all team owners for the first time. The rumors are, though, there won't be a vote on Tuesday. Foley doesn't expect one either, but we won't know for certain until about 48 hours from now. Second race of the chase in New Hampshire, the Busch brothers struggling. Lap 159, Kyle coming around the corner. His tire goes out, hits the wall. Busch would head to the garage, finish 37th. Kurt, not much better at 19th. 3 laps to go. Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick battling for first. Harvick runs out of gas. The 4-car led 216 laps, but it's Kenseth who leads the most important one, the win, advancing him into the second round of the chase. Racing returning to Las Vegas, the Truck Series will make its annual stop in town this Saturday. Meet a local who says he's ready to win at his home track. Palo Verde grad Spencer Gallagher, my guest in 90 seconds. And welcome back to the MGM Grand, everybody. Jon Castagnino joined by the champ, the WBA junior welterweight champion, Jesse Vargas, to break down the fight of the century. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. Let's get straight to the decision. In case you haven't heard at this point, now you're going to hear is that Mayweather continues his winning streak. He is now 48-0 with a unanimous decision victory. The judges scoring at 118-110. The final 2 judges scoring at 116-112 in favor of Floyd Mayweather. So at this point, because the fight just ended maybe 30 minutes ago, don't have any video to show you, but we do have some pictures to show you of what went down here in this brawl. And maybe brawl isn't the right word, because based on some statistics here, Jesse Vargas, that we got from CompuBox, Floyd Mayweather actually threw more punches in this fight than Manny Pacquiao, 435 to 429. How shocking is that to you that that was the case?
Very shocking. It's only a 6-punch difference. It seemed like they were about, active about the same amount, but but let's see the percentage. How much did they land is the question.
Oh, good question, Jesse. Let me tell you, 34% Mayweather connects at compared to Manny Pacquiao's 19%. And that number is also startling. Again, Pacquiao connecting at a 19% clip. He didn't throw as much as he needed to throw, but he did not connect. And from our ringside seats, we don't get the benefit of replay. It looked like, to me, Pacquiao was landing a little bit more. But for you, domination by Floyd from start to finish, is that how you would phrase this?
He had control over the fight, I believe. In the beginning, it got a little rough, a few moments, but he had control. It was a very interesting matchup. Like I said, it was a chess match, but I think he pulled it off. What do you think, John?
We'll talk about technique from Floyd towards the end of this fight. I thought the early rounds were a little back and forth. I thought Manny kicked up his aggressiveness from the second round on, and then Floyd took over at the end. His technique, to me, obviously, it's second to none, technique-wise, towards the end of that fight. How important is that to obviously sustain and make sure you get that unanimous decision?
It's very important. And being with Floyd Mayweather, he's the best defensive fighter, and that's what made him get the win. He was able to be from one point to the next and so quickly, and it was very hard for Manny Pacquiao to keep up with him. He couldn't find him.
So let's talk about Floyd's legacy here. 48-0. He beat the fighter that everybody wanted him to fight. What does this do to propel him? Does this make him the GOAT, the greatest of all time, in your eyes?
It makes
maybe one of the greatest. I know you're going to be the greatest.
Thank you for believing me, John. Well, it does put him up there. It does rank him up there. And we will always ask, no matter from what I've heard, all the fans here say, well, this fight should have taken place about 5 years ago. They will always have that question, but no matter what, Floyd Mayweather has always done his part, done his job, still undefeated. What is he, 48-0, I believe? Right. And, he's shown that he's unbeatable at the moment.
And he's $200 million richer, obviously, which is a huge payday for him. Pacquiao comes away with the loss here. Pacquiao's legacy, how does this hurt him? Does he need to have another fight or two to redeem some of what he lost today?
I think that he loses this fight is what he loses. I mean, we all know he's an action-packed fighter. In this fight, he wasn't able to really find Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he was very quick, very defensive, and he had issues finding him. That was the problem. But we all know that Manny Pacquiao comes to fight. Just Floyd Mayweather didn't let him shine.
And last question, really quick. Did this live up to the hype? Hard to do that. It was a good fight, but not one of the best that I've seen. Quickly, how would you say?
Usually when you say chess match, it's not the best fight out there.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, let's send it back to you. Jesse's going to join us again in just a bit, and so will Kevin Bollinger with more analysis of this fight of the century.